Welcome back to Frequency Online Maths. In today's class, we are going to talk about what? Logic. So what is this logic all about? So let's read from the board. Logic is a scientific method of reasoning. It was discovered by a Greek philosopher, Aristotle. It can also be defined as the process of using logical principles and rules to arrive at a conclusion or solution towards a problem. Now, let me just cite an example. Somebody comes to you and tells you that 2 plus 2 is equals to what? 5. 2 plus 2 is equals to what? 5. And you know that 2 plus 2 is not equals to 5, right? But if that person tries to use some logical symbols and structures, analysis, and prove to you that actually 2 plus 2 is equals to 5, do you see that we start considering that person that maybe 2 plus 2 is no longer 4, because normally 2 plus 2 is what? 4. What made us believe that 2 plus 2 is what? 4 is through logical what? Reasoning, through some structural patterns. Another person have designed it such that he has shown us he has shown us hypothesis and the end result. He have brought the hypothesis. Hey, 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. We don't know whether it's 4. He's now trying to tell us what made 2 plus 2 to be what? 4. All these things are what? Logic. He have reasoned and shown us a pattern. And to the perfect conclusion, he has shown us that 2 plus 2 is what? 4, which is what? True. So he is now trying to tell us that his statements can be what? True or what? False, but cannot be what? Both. Now, this person that is trying to tell us that 2 plus 2 is equals to what? 5. If he cannot prove it, that means it's what? False. You see that logic is what? Reasoning. If this person can be able to convince us that 2 plus 2 is 5, that means we start. All these things are hypotheses, experiments, logical reasoning. What made this 2 plus 2? Or somebody can decide to know and come and tell us that 0 divided by 2 is what? 0. He will give us patterns. He will think, structure many things before put this hypothesis, do experiments before going to what? A review. If we now accept the review, it's now a what? Conclusion. That means it is now generally acceptable that 0 divided by 2 is what? 0. Somebody will just tell you 0 divided by 2 is what? 0. A what? Scientific method of what? Reasoning. The person will need to what? Needs to what? Reason before bringing a what? A conclusion. Or maybe someone will tell you that the sky is what? Blue. You know that it can be true or what? False. But when you look up the sky, you see that it's what? True, that the sky is what? Blue. You get it now. So that is what logic is trying to tell us, the scientific method of what? Reasoning. So I want to tell you some basic terminologies in logic or under logic that will be seen or that you need to know. Some terminologies that you need to know is the word proposition or propositional statement. Proposition in itself is already what? A statement that is either true or what? False, but can never be what? Both. So anytime you hear about proposition, it's just trying to tell us about statements that is either true or what? False. The statement that is either true or false, but not both. Can never be what? Both. Example, I will tell you that 2 plus 3 is what? 5. You know that this is what? A statement. Remember that what is 2 plus 3 is not the same thing as 2 plus 3 is what? 5. That one is what? A question. So this one is a statement. 2 plus 3 is equals to what? 5, which is what? True. You get it now? So now we have another one called what is it called? Propositional and come let me read this one. We have another one called propositional variable. propositional variable. So what is this propositional variable? It's just a variable that represents what? Statements. It is a variable that represents a propositional, a proposition. So it is a variable that represents what? A proposition. You know that proposition is what? A statement that is either true or what? False. So propositional variable is a variable that represents what? Statements. Example, you can have proposition as P, Q, R. We have many propositions A, B, C. So maybe I would say that this P represents that the sky is blue. The sky is blue, and my Q will represent that the earth is spherical. So it's just a variable that represents what? A given word statement. So that is what we call what? Proportional propositional what? Variable. So a variable that represents what? Statements. So we have another one called connectives. So logical connectives are just symbols. They are symbols. There are symbols or words that joins two or more logical propositions together to produce a compound statement. To produce a compound what? Statement. So these connectives are just symbols that are symbols or words that join two or more logical statements, statements which are propositions together to produce a compound word statement. For example, they will tell you that the rain is falling and is cold. The rain is falling and is what? Cold. The rain is falling is what? A statement. And connectives that join this thing again is and is cold. So do you notice that this and is what? A connective that joins the statement the rain is falling and the statement is what? Cold. You understand? So these are, we have symbols for what? Connectives. Symbols for connectives. Let me snap this. I don't know. Jesus. This video is taking much time. Okay, let me put the symbols for connectives here. Anyways, we are still going to write it down. We are still going to write it down when we start this thing, explaining the connectives we have. We have symbols for connectives. We have this symbol. This symbol is called what? Negation. This symbol or this symbol is called what? Negation. We have this symbol or this symbol is called what is it called? And yes. And we have this symbol or you have it union. This one is intersection. And we call this symbol, what is it called? Or. This symbol, we call it implies or if then